How do you tell a story without words? For many of you, the concept of storytelling may seem impossible without spoken words. Maybe some of you want to tell your story visually, but just don't know exactly how. One of the best digital filmmakers of our generation, Monty Oum, was a master of telling deeply investing stories, sometimes without a single piece of spoken dialogue. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what decisions need to be made to create for yourself a compelling story using nothing but color, lighting, and action to give your movies intrigue and emotion beyond what you can say with words. Monty Oum, the creator of RWBY and lead animator for several seasons of Red vs. Blue, never considered himself an animator. He considered himself a digital filmmaker. What's the difference?
Animators don't make movies. They make reels, or they work for someone who makes movies.
An animator's sole concern is the animation. A filmmaker's concern is what tools he has at his disposal to tell an engaging story. Animation is just one of those tools. Every single one of Monty's works was effectively a short film. Characters, settings, story, no matter how simple, were necessary in making his works impactful and memorable. Monty's animation, Icarus, is one of the best examples. The video opens with two men with their guns pointed at each other's heads. Then, they slowly retract their weapons, a truce among foes, to unite against a common enemy in greater numbers. Just 5 shots and 22 seconds was all the time Monty needed to tell us everything we needed to know. If the animation had started with all the action, we wouldn't feel any connection to these characters, and the action would simply exist for its own sake. While they could feasibly be tolerable for 2 or 3 minutes, if you want to make an animation 5 minutes or longer, it won't matter how good your action is. It will get boring. In a good movie, action and storytelling are not separate. The story will motivate the action, and the action will help tell the story. The same can be true for every other aspect of your film. Let it drive your editing, color choices, framing, and most importantly, your action. Otherwise, you'll get 20 seconds into making it, and then wonder where it's going or how to conclude it. However, if you have some kind of story to convey, you'll find the right course, and the natural conclusion will come to you effortlessly. Just remember, when you're making a decision about something, ask yourself, is this helping me tell my story? Now that you have a story to tell, how do you tell it in a compelling and exciting way? You know why they tell you not to eat your dessert first? Don't believe the propaganda telling you it's unhealthy. It's because they want your meal to be an experience, saving the richest and most satisfactory flavors for the last. Much like how a 3-course meal has an appetizer, a main course, and a dessert, your story needs a good beginning, middle, and end. It's not going to work super well if your movie is at 100% intensity from start to finish. The best action ramps up to an exciting finale. So let's use an example. Let's say the opening of the animation establishes that one character is looking for a lost friend across a vast open world. Then we can get a glimpse of their friend, and we gain the hope that they'll be saved. The middle will be the process of fighting to find their friend. Slowly ramp up. Go from a 1v1 hand-to-hand, then 1 versus many, then 1 versus many, and add weapons into the mix. Break the weapon and make more weapons out of it. Then move to the finale. All the best ideas you can think of. Move it to the top of a train, turn it into a Slayer Fest, or end things with a spectacular explosion and completely destroy or alter the surrounding area. Then, let your audience breathe. Just let them take in the scenery and the aftermath. Notice we've bookended our story with a moment to take things in. If your animation is relatively long, or if you have a big moment in the middle of your animation, do not be afraid to simply throw some beautiful shots in to build anticipation and let the audience really feel a cool moment. What does visual storytelling mean? More than we realize, we can change the entire mood of a single shot just by taking advantage of camera angle, framing, lighting, and color. This is called composition. Everything we put within the camera's view should be there to direct the eye and to support the story we're trying to convey. As filmmakers, we have to have some idea of where in the frame we want our audience to be looking. So, we can light up our subject, or have the world literally point to it, or use a lack of color to make it stand out more. We also want to be able to set up some kind of mood. We can do this by effectively playing with human instinct. Blues make us feel calm or cold. Reds give us a sense of aggression or urgency. Oranges feel warm or impulsive. Green can imply nature and freshness, but it can also make a scene feel sickly. We can also play with shapes. Rigid square architecture can make a world feel artificial and dystopian. A lack of clean lines and solid colors can make it feel run down and creepy. You can also choose how the audience views a scene. High angles or wide shots can make people look small and weak. The opposites can make them look powerful. And endless variations of camera movement can all have an effect on your story. If you use these facts to your benefit, it can really help augment the emotion of a scene, but it can also hurt you if you leave something in your frame that distracts from the main subject and purpose of the shot. So be mindful. The shape, placement, movement, brightness, and color of everything in your scene has an effect on the audience. In the end, it may be surprising, but the most important part of a Monty Oum style animation was never the animation. If we want to reach the same level of impact that his work did, we have to work with the same intentionality. Take no creative decision for granted. Tell a story and let it drive as many decisions as possible. When you get lost, let it guide you. Pace yourself, give each section its own time to do its own job and build up to your ending. And above all, remember, you are a filmmaker. Use the frame and everything within it to tell your story to the best of your ability. As always, if you like this video, share it with the friends that would like it and annoy the friends you have that wouldn't. I'm planning on making more tutorials like this, so if you're inclined, you can buy me a coffee or become a patron to support the creation of my videos. Whether you do or you don't, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time. All these many years I've loved you, no one has ever known. No one has ever known but you alone. I kept it locked inside my heart and smiled through all my tears. My darling, I have loved you, oh so many